But I am new to this place. How am I to abide by their laws if I do not know them?
I finally got around of making the video after being gone and missing for like 2.5 or so weeks because of trying to go back to work, and on top of that, the coronavirus is making it 10 times much more worse. And not only that, but YouTube's guidelines on talking about current events such as the coronavirus is now wrong. I find it funny how they'll ban people who are conservatives like myself who are speaking upon such subject as the coronavirus, but it's okay when you have a leftist ideal channel such as queer kid stuff talking about children's sexuality at the age of 3. Real fucking funny. Good job, Susan. I swear to God, I hope you lose your CEO position because this shit is fucking hilarious.
This is not going to be pleasant, but I will complete my task.
Right before we get to the topic at hand, I want you guys to go to the link in the description to Mr. G-Star's 321's channel. For that, I'm borrowing a couple of his clips since I lost mine in development of the recording and accidentally deleted them. I want you guys to really show him support and thanks for me borrowing a couple of his clips. And I made sure that I can shorten the time span so that they don't go over the limit of copyright infringement. And I hope he doesn't find it offensive that I'm doing so. So if there's any problems, Mr. G-Star321, please contact me. I'll leave you an email. Let me know in the comment sections and shoot me out your email, and I'll contact you and let you know that I will take care of it afterwards. If need be, I will delete the video. But other than that, because I've lost my videos in the recording, once again, I want you guys to really show the man support by going on his channel and like and subscribe. And like all his videos on the Mortal Kombat description, I've done it, and mind you, he has a good job of explaining the playthrough of the game in his own way. It's very intriguing. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I've sat and watched it I don't know how many times because once again, you know, I grew up in this game and it's very nostalgic for me. So now we're gonna get started. Mortal Kombat Deception is primarily based on the debut of Tsuchinko. Tsuchinko is this young kid that has a companion named Daimashi that follows him throughout almost the entirety of the game. Starting off with a whole tutorial map is basically the walled up city that Tsuchinko lives in, where you're just a kid and you want to become the strongest warrior in Earthrealm. You want to defeat Shang Tsung, that is his goal. So for that reason, he goes to all of Baraicho's training schools. And on top of that, he finally comes across Daimashi where he reaches the other end of the city. Once he reaches the other end of the city, Daimashi was chanting on Tsuchinko to become his champion for the Elder Gods, rather than just the Earthrealm village. And for that matter, he took on the respect of becoming such champion for the Elder Gods, and proceeded to learn all fighting styles. But before that was the case, he had to come across Baraicho once again, and proceed to defeat his master to be his actual private pupil amongst many Baraicho have trained in the past, outside the walls of the walled city that he lived in Earthrealm. Once that happened, you had full coverage of the Earthrealm map afterwards. You're not able to go back into the walled city afterwards. For that, it's only just a tutorial village. You can spend as much time in as you want. The only feature that kind of pissed me off, though, was the fact that you weren't able to have rain effects. And if you did, outside the gated walls, it was very rare for rain to fall out on the map, because that was the one feature that I really liked. And I would have a private save file next to the official game file I had on the PS2 when I played this as a kid, just so that it only be on the village of the tutorial map, so that I can only have the rain, and just be in it just to roam around and then have fucks all to do with it. And then the other file, of course, was my entire progress of the game. Tsuchinko follows Daimashi's wishes and listens to every command, more or less. There's a lot of things he's disagreed with, but he goes along with it anyway, despite him disagreeing with Daimashi on a lot of issues, like traversing in Netherrealm. Besides Earthrealm and Netherrealm, you had 4 other maps to explore as well. So, in order, it went as such: Earthrealm, Netherrealm, Chaos Realm, Outworld, the Realm of Order, which is Sato, and Edenia. The very last map that I will describe is the Nexus. The Nexus is the hub map to which it connects all the other maps together in one as the highway, and where Sujinko will have to go each time if he wants to travel to the next planet. It's pretty much the loading screen to the loading screen, except you can just sit and wait there. It was odd. I don't understand why the game didn't give you the option to float through each planet, but there was a reason why it didn't let you go from place to place directly. It's because in the Nexus realm was the Talisman Table, and the Talisman Table was where you would take the Kamidogu after you've collected each one and place them on the table for you to unlock the next planet or realm or dimension you needed to visit to collect the other one, and to all put them on the table to summon the gods and for them to take the Kamidogu to stop Onaga. What Damashi, however, doesn't do on purpose is to let and inform the player, or rather Sujinko, the key artifact to completing the Talisman Table to summon the Elder Gods. That is Quanji's amulet that you faced him in Netherrealm after he had his quarrel with Scorpion and Scorpion killed him off screen. Because as soon as you beat the game and you go back to the Nexus, you've put down Edenia's Kamidogu on the Talisman Table. You're looking dead center on the table to understand what are you missing from the table, and is exactly what he stated. And he tells you his entire plan, that Daimashi is Onaga, and that you resuscitated him from the dead after he's made his cloud, and that he discusses that Damashi, all this time throughout his life, was just a phone call puppet for him to contact you while he was dead asleep in his death. So, upon that, the game cuts off to you as the player, and rather Sujinko, discussing about your failures and what can you do to complete the game. You'd have to go into the arcade mode and get his alternate ending, which is canon to the story, to complete the game. Well, this was interesting. I really enjoyed making this video, and I can't tell you this, guys, I really miss making videos, and I'm trying to come back. But as long as this corona shit's going around, it's really hard talking about reviews on the topics of games that I liked and growing up on. And it brings a little bit of jumping joy into my heart that I came back, and it makes me feel wonderful. I really appreciate that you guys stuck around to listen to my speech and how I discussed on the game. I'm really trying to do a better job at it. The stuff I really did not like about the game, though, is the challenges. The challenges were pretty odd. Some of them were repetitive. It's just with a different character, and the game has its own moments where it will have a random difficulty set. Because you can't choose the difficulty, it doesn't show you. The AI will rapidly rubber band and start blocking all your hits as soon as you make the inputs, and then because it knows after the very last input you make for a full move, it will then block it and then proceed to punish you for it. This game did not have frame data at the time, so any move you make, it was just going to read it outright, and that hurt. So some characters you had to only survive with 50% of life, and you'll be bleeding out. The worst part about the story mode about this game is you going against Tanya. She had the worst AI of them all, and as a kid it took me over 27 tries to defeat her. To this day I remember that. It took around 27 tries to kill the bitch. So that alone literally tells you how far the AI will go to proceedly bend you over and fuck you in the ass in terms of story mode. Because the AI in arcade mode in this game means nothing to the AI in story mode. The AI in conquest mode is everything you need to worry about. The Tanya AI is by far the worst of the worst. It's worse than Onaga AI from the arcade mode version of this game. The other pet peeve I have is quest tracking. You had main quest and side quests. And the annoying part is that main quests were being tracked because it would clearly show the green or blue tile dot that's shown on the map and where you needed to go. What pissed me off is the side quests. You had to remember them to complete them in order to get some coin.
I have done it! I have freed myself from the Netherrealm. But the sword that made my ascension possible did not emerge with me. I fear it remains in the Netherrealm. I shall never return to that place. But if you could retrieve my sword for me, I would be most grateful.
That's it. That's all you need to do. You need to remember them to get coin to unlock shit from the crypt, or you just collect the keys from the boxes. I did, however, like how these boxes on certain locations of the maps in-game were only accessible through time. So certain days of the week, of a certain hour of the day, I'm not too sure if it's connected to a certain year, but I was just astonished how far NetherRealm went to make such a game, and I wish there was more games like this, because I wanted a Mortal Kombat Deception 2, I wanted a conquest mode, and a lot of people were looking for that in Mortal Kombat 11, and sadly that wasn't the case. And I'm disappointed because they still stuck to 2D and they still went the cheap route, and it's dog shit. Mortal Kombat 11 is dog shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this is why I play Tekken to this day. I play Mortal Kombat for Conquest mode only. That's it. I don't play for anything else, because that was one step they could have took further, and they fucked it up. In my opinion, that's just me though. You can feel totally different. That's really fine. You know, there's the point of having opinions. Susan Wojcicki. But other than that, have a nice day. It's been real fun. Again, I've had a blast making this video. You guys make it amazing. Thank you. This is Foxy Spinks.